Namaste, Jai Bharat. Bharat deserves respect. Deserves respect from all over on various accounts. There are many accounts, many reasons why Bharat deserves respect. Similarly, one I would say that Bharat deserves respect on one account, that is the knowledge tradition. The knowledge tradition, which is a knowledge tradition, which had not left any area of knowledge untouched. It's not that they just touch and go a little forward and stop. They have exhausted all the things. How they have done it and what were the methods left open. We know how they have done it, that's a different thing. But then there are evidences in front of you, either in textual form and more so in three-dimensional forms, as they have carved things in hard granite and kept. This is there as evidence. Open your eyes, you can see it, and if you like respecting, you're welcome. If you don't respect also, it doesn't make any difference to us. We don't demand, we don't want people to respect that way. But then Bharat as a nation deserves respect. That's what I would say, not as a person, but for my nation deserves respect from the rest of the world, which deserves on various accounts. Similarly, the Sanatani Dharma also deserves respect on many things. You take example of the Mahakumbh that's happening. Almost 44 crores of people have already taken holy dip and been back. 44 crores of people have gone. And you look at what happens. The 44 crores of Sanatanis coming to come from all over the world to take holy dip in Ganga Ji. There's not a single instance of spitting into your food materials and feeding you to make it halal, not a single instance. There is nothing spoken about other religions. There's nothing spoken about other religions. No gathering, no discussions tries to demean other religions. We don't say things which are not good of other religions. In fact, we don't discuss about other religions. They exist in their own space. We, of course, have our own space. More than this, there's no one bothers about other religions. That's another point. The third point one can say is, none of the devotees disturbs the normal functioning and tranquility of society. Nobody sits on the road and prays. Nobody stops traffic and prays. Nobody speaks with huge loudspeakers. No one prays with huge loudspeakers. There is no disturbance to the normal functioning of society. And in the sense that there's so many, almost 50 crores of devotees coming from all over the world for Mahakumbh. They come, there's definite crowd. The crowd is well managed. That's because of the administration of the UP government. Well managed. Of course, even without this, there used to be their own inherent kind of administration in the Kumbhs of past, long before, ages before. And so many people coming and going, there is no single instance of indiscipline. There is no single instance of indiscipline, though there have been attempts by others, in capitalist others, to create puckers in the normal functioning and tranquility of Mahakumbh proceedings by spuriously creating disturbances, which of course did not go beyond a point, beyond a limit. The inherent discipline of the Hindus. The respect really should be given to the inherent internal discipline of the Hindus. They have these inherent disciplines which they have inherited from the ancestors. They are not an anarchic kind of people. They are all self-disciplined. Of course, we believe in Swadharma there, and we practice also Swadharma. It's inherent discipline. And there are so many people are taking bath. It's beyond what a person can visualize. And so many people are taking holy dips. That also is beyond a person to visualize. And there is no separate places to bath for different kinds of people, in the sense many people have very callously and wrongly tried to understand Hindu Dharma through their concept of caste. Yes, we had concept of caste, but they were never serious as you tried to project. Beyond caste, the Sanatanis are united. Take, for example, from the temples. We don't have caste-based temples. We don't have. No one goes to a temple with the understanding of caste, but you don't understand that because you go by caste. You don't term it as caste, you term it as sects, sect-based prayer houses. We don't. Similarly, look at the snana ghats, the places of taking holiday. There are many, many places of taking holiday. There is no separate place for holiday to a given caste. No, you have mistaken our varnashrama as caste system, though because that's in your own understanding at times and deliberate many times. There is no separate Brahman dipping, Brahman ghats, Kshatriya ghats, like that. There is no caste-based holy dipping, and there is no caste-based differences where people enter Gangaji and taking bath holy dip, and no one knows what's the caste of the other man, and there is no separate place for eating. There's nothing caste-based. Sanatanis are Sanatanis. That's the point I would like to speak of. In the entire Kumbh, caste is never seen. You shall not see caste. That is Hindu Dharma. You don't see caste. In functional level, you don't see caste. No matter how people want to depend on caste and to make differences and distinctions among the Hindus, Sanatanis, it doesn't work out because it doesn't function. It's only when people speak of it, the differences precipitated. Otherwise, no. Food is free. No one goes hungry. No one goes without sleeping. There is no dearth of anything. And you eat with whom you do not know. You would know the caste of somebody who's sitting next to you and eating. And most often you share roti also. Take, I have more, I've taken, you take. You don't know the caste of the person who is giving. The castes don't exist in places of worship in Bharat. Kumbh Mela, castes don't exist. The language which you may speak doesn't exist because Sanatanis are related to Dharma through Sanskriti. We share the same Sanskriti. You don't think of creating distinctions among us. This is a speciality which has been demonstrated through the Mahakumbh, which happens once in 150 years, something like that. And it, of course, happens periodically at different places, different areas. This is a speciality of Mahakumbh. This is what the Sanatanis are about, and therefore, don't you think Sanatanis deserve respect for being inherently extremely disciplined? We have an internal discipline. We are far from being anarchic, whereas many others are worshippers of anarchy. We shall meet again with some other thought. Till then, Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.